Have you ever picked up a stapler and wondered how something so small became such an essential part of our daily lives? It sits quietly on desks, in schools, offices, and homes, yet we rarely think about where it came from or who invented it. The story of the stapler actually goes back much further than most people imagine. Before modern staplers existed, people still needed ways to bind papers together. In the early days, documents were tied with ribbons, sealed with wax, or even stitched together by hand. It was slow, inconvenient, and not practical for growing businesses and governments. The first known concept of a stapling device appeared in the 18th century. Around the 1700s, a special kind of stapler was created for King Louis XV of France. This wasn't the stapler we know today. It was a custom-made device that used handmade staples, each one marked with the royal insignia. These were luxury tools, not something common people could use. As time went on, the need for faster and more efficient ways to organize paper increased, especially during the Industrial Revolution. Offices were growing, paperwork was increasing, and people needed a better solution. In 1866, a major breakthrough happened when George McGill, an American inventor, patented a machine that could insert small metal fasteners into paper. This was one of the earliest steps toward the modern stapler. However, his invention was still quite basic and required effort to use. Just a few years later, in 1868, McGill improved his design by introducing a device that could both insert and bend the staple, making it much more practical. Then, in 1879, he introduced the McGill single-stroke staple press, which is often considered one of the first real staplers. Even then, early staplers had limitations. They could only hold one staple at a time, meaning users had to reload after every single use. Imagine trying to staple a stack of papers today like that. It would be extremely frustrating. The next big improvement came in the early 20th century. In 1901, companies began producing staplers that could hold strips of staples instead of just one. This innovation changed everything. It made stapling faster, easier, and more efficient. Over time, staplers became more compact, reliable, and affordable. Companies continued to improve their designs, making them easier to use with less force and more durability. By the mid-20th century, staplers had become a standard tool in offices around the world. Today, staplers come in many different shapes and sizes. There are heavy-duty staplers for thick stacks of paper, mini staplers for travel, and even electric staplers that do all the work with just the push of a button. Some staplers can even staple without traditional metal staples, using clever folding techniques. What's fascinating is how such a simple tool reflects human innovation. The stapler wasn't invented overnight. It evolved step by step, driven by the need to make everyday tasks faster and easier. So, the next time you use a stapler, take a moment to think about its journey, from royal tools made for kings to a simple device that anyone can use today. It's a small invention, but it has played a big role in organizing the world around us.